morning. This is Ken Larson with Land in Arkansas. I'm with Brent Farmer. We're doing a follow-up episode on this particular property. We now have the foundation down. We did all the land clearing, and we're going to kind of walk through this is almost more of the building process. If people are interested, it is kind of neat to watch. What we did up here first is we laid the outside patio. This is 10 by 30. The overall look of this house is going to have a sloped roof, and you're going to have a 17-foot height out here at the front of the patio. This, if you remember the other episodes, we're up on top of the mountain right now, and you can see forever. Just a beautiful sunset view.
Yeah, you can see forever. Right now it's the coldest day of the year so far.
Nice and cold out here, a little different. You can see the fog, which is kind of neat to see too. But so what we did up here is we laid this foundation first, and this is kind of funny. What happened was it rained on this foundation. The end result is actually worked out great. It's like pool decking where you have little indentations that give you grip. The guy that did it said he's not even going to charge me extra for it, but it just turned out, it's one of those lucky things where good karma, I suppose, but we're going to keep this just like it is, you know, brush off the sand obviously, and we're going to stain it. The inside here where you started, we had the pipes laid by a master plumber. This is going to be a one full bath, half bath, and then you got the kitchen obviously in front of it. The pipes coming up in the very back are where the toilets are at, and you can kind of see as it works its way up here, you then have the water, etc. We liked, actually the guy that is a partner of mine that does a lot of this is fantastic, because they put bigger pipes in there. I'm kind of a firm believer. I think 3 inches standard. We did 4 inches. On stuff like that, you ought to spend a little extra money and just make sure you don't have any headaches or anything like that. But they got the piping in, then they laid the foundation here, and you can see the difference between the two. What we did here, and you've probably seen Brent and I were making jokes about the whirlybird. It's a big
looks like a big fan.
Big fan, right? And it's hitting the ground, or a Zamboni in ice hockey. But they run it all over here to flatten this out, and then they did a lot of handwork with the trowels to make sure this is a smooth surface. We're still debating on what to do on the interior here. We might just put a sheen on it, because the inside of this is going to have car siding or shiplap siding, and we want it to look somewhat modern. But this is the process. The framing wood will be here Tuesday, so we'll have it going up here. The one concern that we all have is we're on top of a mountain, and you have a sloped roof, again with a 17-foot height up here. It's almost like an airplane wing, so we need to make sure that it is tied down correctly and the roof doesn't blow off on us, because this, believe it or not, is a very windy location, which is great in the summer, but it's cold right now because Brent's been complaining since we got up here. But that's kind of the process where we're at right now. I'm excited to see the framing get done. Hopefully, if we don't get too much rain up here, that should be going Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, and we'll follow up then.
So this patio, this pad here is, what's the dimensions of it, and what would somebody expect to pay to get to this stage right here?
This is, I'm trying to remember, the cabin itself it's 600 square feet inside the cabin. We're going to do a studio. It's a modern cabin. It's actually bigger than what most consider a tiny home, but we just wanted a nice little place to get away to up here, and if we want to put it on Airbnb, do that. But the concrete right now is $130 a yard. You can get up 12, 13 yards on a truck. I believe this took a little over a truck, maybe a truck and a half. I hate to get into the cost to finish it because it depends where you're at and who you're using, but generally your concrete's probably going to be between $15 and $20 a square foot of the overall house build, and that does include your plumbing. And when you include your plumbing, let me back that up, you're probably closer to $20, $25. Again, depending on where you're at. We've been doing this a lot, so we have a pretty nice little system going. The next phase, as I mentioned a minute ago, is the framing. Your framing and your concrete with the plumbing in the ground, not the pipes in the house, probably will come out to $30 to $50 a square foot. And again, that goes back to what you're doing exactly. It's a very hard number to give, because you know, obviously you can put a gold toilet in, or a, you know, just a cheap one, whatever you want to do, but it does affect it very quickly. So we're going to wrap it up here on the mountain today. It is cold and you can see foggy, which is again kind of neat, fun to be out here. But if you need any help building or developing, as you can see, we kind of have again a nice little system down up here. I am a realtor as well. I love doing this. Please feel free to reach out to me. Our info will be right there. If I don't answer, call Brent and then call me back.